Hey, what's up? It's Greg from Fisherman's Headquarters, and today is Sunday, May 28th. I'm here in Long Beach Island to share an updated fish report for you for this awesome Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully you've been having a great one so far. This weekend has been great. The fan finally turned off there Friday afternoon. It was a beautiful evening Friday, all night. Saturday was a flawless day, and here's Sunday. It's a flawless day today. It's right around 8 o'clock, just before sunset here, sun setting over the bay. I'm taking a stroll on the beach side, share an updated fish report with you all for this awesome day. Looks like tomorrow is also gonna be another good one. First and foremost, gotta say, God bless America and God bless all the men and women that served for America and gave the ultimate sacrifice. Honor all of those that we've lost, and obviously that Memorial Day, obviously everybody knows it's more about the boozing and grilling and chilling, but it's about more than that. So yeah, hopefully you're all enjoying the beaches and the water, getting out and doing some fishing. So updated fishing front I can share. We've got a good selection of opportunities here in Long Beach Island right now. We've got striped bass, which has been prime time for a number of weeks, still going strong. We've got some good quality fishing taking place with bluefish in the area, and also some flounder fishing, summer flounder, which is fluke. What I can share is you're fishing the beachfront, you'll be fishing clams and bunker. I can share a number of different reports. If you're fishing clams, you also have an opportunity to catch some drum. There's a few drum around, nothing consistent, but definitely they're peppered in throughout this spring season. Local angler Jamie Gramley, I've mentioned many times the reports throughout the entire spring season. He's been out hitting it hard, getting a lot of striped bass. This morning he released a beautiful fish. He had a black drum. I also know he had a striped bass here recently. Another striped bass report that I could share with you would be Joey. I believe it was Friday, stopped in to get a new rod and reel outfit. Maybe I think he got a pair, 2 rods and 2 reels, upgrading his gear for this season. He got out shortly thereafter. I guess this was Friday afternoon, sent in a photo to us and gave us heads up and said, hey, I love the new outfits. Thanks so much for hooking me up, setting me up right. He had a nice striped bass. A number of other reports coming along the beachfront here. Most of those reports have been on bunker and clams, like I mentioned. But you can also catch fish on lures. Some anglers fishing some diamond jigs, some hopkins, mostly casting those for the bluefish. But you can definitely catch striped bass in those as well. Fishing some bucktails. Also some mag darters, some little Yozuri lures, mag minnows, SP minnows, rapalas, the X-Raps. There's a lot of different lures out there. I'm sure you can fish some metal lips if you've got a bigger cut, bigger water. Fish them in there in the whitewater. Speaking of the whitewater, right now we've got some residual lingering swell. If you've been paying attention to the ocean front, maybe you've been up on the beach, water has warmed up significantly over the last few days, right around 60-degree mark. Maybe you got a little below a degree or two, maybe above a degree or two, but basically it's right around 60-degree mark on Long Beach Island surf right now. We had onshore winds, persistent onshore winds there a few days back. Winds lie down a bunch over the weekend. Definitely it's been on the tranquil side, much lighter side. To finally allow anglers to get offshore and get into some sea bassing, also some offshore tuna fishing. More on that in a little bit. But with that said, we do have a residual swell here. It's about 2 to 4 foot on the beaches of LBI right now. As I'm taking a stroll, it's almost dead low tide. I believe low tide is at 9:15. It's just before sunset, so it's about 8:15 now. Maybe it's 7:45. So we got like the last of the bottom of the tide here, last of the outgoing. What I couldn't say is that we do have a little bit of a storm system that is kind of a low pressure. Kind of brewing up there and below us off, I guess it's more about North Carolina, give or take, somewhere in there. With that low down there, high pressure to our north, got an onshore kind of wind setup due to that pressure gradient. Looks like tomorrow, that's Monday, the 29th, in the afternoon time, it looks like the wind's gonna really kick up onshore and into Tuesday. So once again, that fan will be back again cranking. On the fishing front, I can share there has been some complaints of some weeds, some eelgrass, some bubbleweed, some snot that's been kind of fouling up some lines. Also, some anglers in the bay are reporting that as well. I got out and fished Friday night, didn't have any issues with weed. I maybe had, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 blades of grass all night. We had an awesome time fishing. Was fishing some metal lips, took Store, Staffers, Gray, Colston, and also Tyler Leary out. They wanted to get in some fishing Friday. I kind of had a busy week getting ready for the weekend, so I said, hey, let's go for it. We got a couple free hours. We went out and blasted some striped bass up to 40. I think it was 41, 42 inches. I think we tagged 7 fish all together, so it was a good fun night. We put in, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours fishing some plugs. It was good fun. Diving back into the fishing front on the surf, There are some new critters showing up. I should say more surf and inlet. I got some triggerfish and also some sheepshead I heard of in the inlet. They're just showing up now. That water's right around the 60-degree mark, and obviously the bay is much warmer than that. On the outgoing tide, you're going to have that bay water in the inlet. Incoming tide, you have the ocean water. I heard some really good reports of flounder fishing, and summer flounder fishing on the Barty Inlet's been very good for a number of weeks now, and it continues. Bluefish action's kind of an uptick in some ways, in some areas. Some bigger bluefish in the Barnegat Bay and Manahawkin Bay. Anglers fishing the boats, fishing kayaks, paddleboards in, say, the west sides of the bay, also the east sides of the bay. I think I'd say that for the trend, for the most part, has been on the east side of the bay, has been a little on the bigger bluefish side. Seems to be like some smaller bluefish up around the bridges here, and also the inlet, some cocktails. Definitely know if you see those little terns, that's the small fork-tailed little birds. Most of the time they'll tip you off to where they're at. Sometimes you'll see a gull or two, a laughing gull, not a seagull. With that said, those smaller baits that are around, mostly spearing and little micro stuff, is what the bluefish are chasing after. You fish some lures in there, some bigger plugs, like some topwater docks or little topwater smack it popper. A lot of different lures you can choose from. But the bluefish are definitely a fun topwater bait, or topwater species to catch on those topwater baits. I've seen a number of reports going back for a couple weeks now. Bluefish has been really good, much better than it was last year. Last few days here this weekend, inlet's been chock full of some smaller blues in the cocktail size. That's 1 to 3, that's 2 to 4 pound range. Good fun fishing on some lighter tackle. Like I mentioned, inlet's got striped bass, inlet's got bluefish, inlet's got fluke. Right now is the best time to go out and get the trifecta. And you know what, while you're at it, we're not talking baseball here, might as well go get the Grand Slam. Barnegat Bay Slams are available right now. That's striped bass, that's fluke, that's bluefish, and yes, weakfish. There's weakfish here. Weakfish have been here for a couple weeks. Not a ton of them, but there's definitely good showing of some nice quality weakfish this year. Do your best to practice catch and release fishing on those, as we know that stock's been hurting very bad. Hopefully it's going to come back here. I know I had a good late summer last year shrimping them up, and the year before. Last 2, say 3 years have been the best I've had in a long time. So hopefully that bounces back, continues through. See that recovery in the stock. It's always good to see. I can share a little bit of a little report from the offshore waters, and you know, say sea bass opened up here, whatever, it was a week or so back. I think it was maybe the 15th or 16th. Not positive on that, but whatever it is, it's open. It's been open. But the wind was cranking for a number of days there when it opened up. Nobody really got out there. So when that wind kind of dropped out there, I guess it was Friday, some anglers kind of went out and got beat up on some bigger boats. Maybe not so much, but once that wind dropped out and the swell kind of let people get out, I know some really good reports have been coming in from local reefs and wrecks. I've been hearing some deep water areas, anglers catching cod and ling, fishing clam. Always catch a lot of sea bass, fishing clam, say 2-0, 3-0, 4-0 hook is the way you want to do it. High, low, or sometimes a triple. Sea bass definitely can't resist clam bait, but when they're really thick like they are this time of season, early in the year, jigging's my favorite way to do it. I like to use little small pencil jigs, little sand eel jigs. Little streaker nomads is one good option. Another option would be hoagie. Hoagie makes a sand eel jig that's really good. When it's calmer out, you can fish those smaller jigs. Sometimes when it's a little more rough, you got some more swell or current around the moons. Sometimes you have to go to a bigger jig, but I like to use little 1-2 ounce jigs, really, you know, drop them down quick on some light tackle, and you can work them really well without spiking right into a wreck and snagging up. So if you're getting out to do some sea bass fishing, send us some photos, send us some reports. I've been hearing some good promising things. Hopefully that continues throughout this entire season. I can also share a little action on the offshore game. Some season opening tuna fishing has been taking place. Maybe you've heard about the inshore, midshore bluefin. That's been kind of going on. Fish here, fish there. Some people are getting it after a little more consistently, but a couple guys picking at them. That's more so like east of our waters, a little more to the north too. Sometimes on the other side of the mud hole on the east side. But yeah, I could share that there was some updated, an update from the offshore report. I could share there was some good action at the Northeast Canyons. Jeff Warford got out there on the Wolf Pack. He got into some good quality yellowfin action. Said it was really good. It's killer. I think he had over 20 yellowfins. Got in really good there. That was just a day or so back. I can't really spill the beans exactly where, but not too far out of here. Not like they're going to East Jabit, but fishing the main canyons there at the edge. So hopefully that's just the telltale of how the season will be, how it progresses. Like I mentioned, it's awesome fishing now, and hopefully that will continue. Hopefully you're all enjoying all the LBI has to offer, getting out doing some fishing. Like I mentioned, bay fishing is good. Got some good opportunities there. Inlet is good. Some great opportunities there. And also the surf is good. Great opportunities there. With those three areas, it's kind of hard to say that LBI is not surrounded with good quality fishing right now. It's really my personal favorite time to be fishing Long Beach Island. Late May, early June offers some really good opportunities, whether you're land-based, boat-based, kayak-based. You can head down to the bayside, fish the docks, fish the bulkheads, fish the bridges, fish the inlet. You can really just about roam around anywhere and find fish depending on what you're going after. The beachfront will be starting to get a little more busy. This is probably one of the busier Memorial Day weekends that we've had in a long time. Due to the awesome weather, it's been really warm, significantly warmer than other years. Like I mentioned, the water's 60 degrees here. We had a beautiful weekend so far. With that said, a lot of people are coming down to the area. That's awesome to see. But with that said, you kind of got to go into it and picking and choosing where you're going to fish. There's certain areas where you may only be fishing, say, morning, early morning, or afternoon, late day. Like now, as I'm strolling, there's a few people on the beach. But if I was walking through here just a few hours ago, or say midday, this place would have been a mob scene and packed shoulder to shoulder. Yeah, I actually saw people swimming today, which was cool. Kind of weird that summer's here, but that's where we're at in this time of season. But don't fret. There's some good quality fishing still taking place. Normally, this is kind of the time of year when we see the best quality striped bass action for this area. We'll see how that progresses. I mentioned before in a previous report that right around my birthday, which is May 21st, normally that's the telltale sign for me on the calendar that things are going to pop off with some good quality fishing. And normally I really focus on some bigger fish. Sometimes when I step up my leaders, step up my tackle. This year I caught some quality fish well before my birthday, weeks before. So it's interesting to see what happens. Definitely hearing some good quality striped bass taking place at some nighttime sessions. Like I mentioned before, there's plenty of fish around off the beach. Gotten some great reports. I apologize for not remembering his name, just too much to say and no way I can remember, pack it all in my brain. But yeah, get out there and get in some fun fishing before the summertime warmth kind of cracks in here. Low humidity right now with the onshore winds, beautiful weather. Right now, take a stroll and slap at one fly. It's the easterly winds, gives us beautiful air. Like I said, low humidity, no bugs. That wind goes westerly, that's when things kind of get a little gnarly. But hopefully you're getting after it. Hopefully you had an awesome weekend. And if you're not, you want to get out there soon. There's still some time to get in on the good spring fishing. And there's also a whole summer season ahead of us. It's definitely great summertime fishing on LBI, so we're looking forward to that too. If you're looking for information, tips and tricks, any kind of help, you got problems, stop by Fisherman's Headquarters located in Ship Bottom at the heart of Long Beach Island, right after the first traffic light on the right-hand side on the Long Beach Island Causeway. It's Route 72. Check us out, fishermansheadquarters.com. You can shop 24/7, 365. We're also open 7 days a week. Extending our hours here to summertime season soon. Now that all the colleges are letting out. I guess for the most part, we're 6 to 6 just about every single day. Some days we're staying until 7, 8 o'clock. I think Fridays and Saturdays we're up till 9. I think we're open at 5 actually. But for the hours, definitely check out our website. Check out our Google My Business page. Google Business page kind of has all the details there. I try to keep that updated as much as possible every time we have any changes. But be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And also be sure to check us out, fishinglbi.com. That's fishinglbi.com. That's for a detailed blog. Have some photos, some pictures, and captions, and some paragraphs of text. If you're old school, you like to read, I've been doing that blog for a long time, well over a decade. I guess it's actually maybe almost been 15, 17, maybe 20 years I've been managing it. It's been going on much longer than that. I think we went live with that in 97. If you find an older Fisher Report blog, older than 97, let me know. Give me a little shout down there in the comments below. If you have checked out our Fisher Report blog and you love it, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe, share, help us out, get the love out there. Hopefully you're getting in and sharing the love with some friends and family on this holiday weekend and giving thanks and honoring all of those who have served and given the ultimate sacrifice. Have a great day.